So we're gonna dig back into the archives tonight and look at some footage from, I guess about 2 months ago now. Yeah, July 24th. So, fun part, at least Josh will be in it, and we can make fun of him before he decided to slice his finger open. And yeah, we'll see how far everybody's come since then. So, let's get into it. This was, in fact, Monday footage. And then, so, I don't know who Chris is training with. That must be a guy who was visiting. Haven't seen Chris in a minute, too. I don't know what he's up to. Corey. Need to get his ass back on the mat. Or Cody. Cody or Corey. See, when you don't come around enough, you start to forget your name. I believe it's Cody. And our son as well. Chris Carr broke back. Okay. Excellent. Yeah, it wasn't the bag of Oreos, but the sharp plastic, tray that the Oreos come in. Just clipped him, man. He went in a little too aggressively, tried to grab a whole roll all at once, and got him. R.I.P. I'm curious what Chris's partner, if he has any bit of a background, perhaps in wrestling or something. He hit an easy little takedown right at the beginning. It looked like he was trying to work a knee cut, but wasn't quite getting it. And then we got Joe and okay, so Joe hits a little outside trip. Really only effective with enough motion and stuff, which it looks like Joe had imparted. Yeah, dude, I wear, those gloves that like people wear when they're like, line cooks, constantly chopping stuff up. That's what you gotta wear when you open a pack of Oreos. That's what Josh needs to wear. Oh, rare Sawyer and one of Kurt's boys sighting. Josh looking for his own outside trip here. Jason's not gonna let that happen. I think that's Eric in an armbar, giving Sawyer some trouble. I think he got it. Yeah, that was good. Josh. What did Josh do here? Did he just get snapped down? Okay, kind of a weak shot. Jason's taking advantage of it now. Yeah, we just missed Rosh Hashanah. You give him a late Rosh gift. Josh is doing a good job here trying to fight the grip to get free. Jason could take advantage of this a little bit more by moving him around. Less up and down, more across the mat. I mean, I don't mind seeing somebody get picked up and put down. But I'd like to see him, like, walking forward, pushing into him, getting Josh to push back against him, redirecting. Or trying to pull him back. Josh trying to stay upright. He takes him forward. Just that whole push-pull dynamic, especially when you're behind somebody, is pretty crucial. And then Joe had himself a Kimura here, I think. Let me finish that. I guess he He used the Kimura, I think, to get to mount. I saw him in it earlier. Yeah, right here. And Cody gets his hand safe. Zoom ahead a little bit. Joe sets up grapevines and mounts. Yeah, it looks like he's just got his arm trap behind his back. Working something akin to a Kimura, or maybe a wrist lock? I don't know. Could also have been something called a hammer lock, which is, it's really just a Kimura with a different grip. Look that one up if you want to add something to your crossbody ride game. A fun upper body attack you can hit from crossbody ride. Kurt with the broad shoulders, staying in the way. James and Caleb are digging at it for a minute here. Let's see what happens. Caleb's got him seated, putting him to his back. I don't know what transition he was trying to make there. I'm assuming he was trying to roll up, you know, keep rolling to his right to keep the pin. I think James gets this kind of like crossface set up in time and gets head height. That's I guess a good example of why I don't always like some of those pin and spins that you see, like I know Daniel likes to do them, and Daniel's good at them. So I don't want to take away from the effectiveness of the game, but oh no, is that Clay? Yeah, I didn't realize he was there in July. I guess that was right when he started. But yeah, that when you spin through those pins, like you give up any real sort of control, and you're just kind of relying on your weight to hold somebody in place. Could work. Not taking a dig at Caleb. Could work for him from time to time, but James did a good job there of like redirecting the weight, keeping it off of his shoulder line, and being able to stay mobile. Mike working this 2-on-1 grip against Jordan to prevent a body lock, it looks like. So Mike starts to come around the back, and Jordan keeps him there by just pulling the leg. And then now you can see Jordan has his right arm all the way behind the back. If he wants to try to set up a body lock like this, he can't do it with this 2-on-1 grip in place and be, and continue to be effective with it. Like, he's not gonna, his grip will be compromised, and you can't really body lock too effectively without a closed grip. I'm sure there are plenty of examples of people doing it, but I'd certainly go for that. I'd go for the closed grip before I go for an open grip on that. Mike takes the time to cut around the side from there. So off that arm drag, same kind of thing, right? He sets up. Jordan's, again, trying to pin, trying to stay heavy on the hips. Mike sets up a 2-on-1, hits an arm drag, and gets the go behind. He can start getting to work. Driving the knee in. Jordan doesn't let him. Trying to control his waist to keep Jordan from spinning out. And Jordan gets the arm back across. Not out of the woods yet, though. James almost went to the belly down straight ankle. Wish he would have kept going with that. It would have been some nice footage. So let's look at it here as James rolls up. The next good thing to do here is for him to splay his knees wide. He's got his arm based out here, and he needs to like arch his back and start to pull up and hit that kind of spinal extension to put some torque on the leg. But sinking the hips down by splaying your knees open is gonna kind of multiply the force you're putting on there. Ooh, Jason with a roll on the leg almost gets the knee bar. Damn, active round. Fun round. Gavin and Mike. Gavin's trying to work some arm drags to open up the back. Yo, what's up, Password? How you doing, man? Mike showing him the Russian tie. Braden with Joe now. Brandon and Chris. Let's see how Brandon got to the ground here. I imagine it was on a double. Oh, no, arm drag. That's right. He really likes his arm drags. I feel like Brandon's got arm drags down and double legs down, especially because of his reach. He's on travel right now. Otherwise, he would be here. Yeah, he's a busy boy. So much happening right now. We got Eric trying to break Caleb's leg. Quick go behind from Gavin. Like really sticking to that 2-on-1. It's no bueno, man. I appreciate you taking your time to watch my stream instead of watching anything else you could be watching on the internet. Chris got a rare leg lock sighting from him. I think he's the one on the attack here. Looks like he's trying to work for a straight ankle of some sort. They're both in. Like, Brandon could be on the attack a bit more here. Chris is in outside Ashi, trying to get this straight ankle. There we go. All right, if it's not working, that's fine. Come up on top. Just don't let him stack you and pull his heel back, which you could normally avoid pretty well with the straight ankle grip. that Achilles grip. If you ever find yourself in like an outside Ashigarami and for whatever reason it's not coming together, your opponent's being really stubborn, you can't get the heal, whatever. If you start to get stacked, take some solace in the Achilles grip to try to keep you safe. You can redirect from there, try to work sweeps, inversions, whatever. But you really don't want them to get their heal back, because then you will have your back exposed, or you will give them easy passes. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. That's what we try to do. The only, like, back when we started this, the only stuff I saw, and even continue to see, it's either people streaming their open mats, but, like, no real content or interaction, or, like, you know, just, like, a camera, and nobody talking to you, or it was, like, people watching stuff that maybe, you know, it's not going to be, like, stuff that you could, like, I can't stream Flow Grappling or UFC Fight Pass Invitationals, so this seemed like the next best way to do something more in-depth with jiu-jitsu. Just exploit all of our students. Ooh, Josh with a good takedown over there. So let's see. Looking right here. Caleb exposes his back here. What do you do? I think he... So it looks like he's trying to step across, maybe for like a throw of some sort. Josh ducks under, gets the back. And then now, this is cool. So you see Caleb in like a chair sit position, which means all of his weight is pushing backwards towards Josh. Josh knows that, so he gets out of the way and pulls him down and goes on the attack from there. It's nice to get your opponent reacting and just taking full advantage of that reaction. Do what you gotta do, man. Just do it before 4 a.m. Brandon, what's up, bro? Are you on here, Brandon? This is from the end of July, FYI, for anybody joining. I mean, assuming you don't piss off the wrong people. I suppose consequences could be dire otherwise. Let's see, looking at Mike here. Chris with the Sumegeishi, the butterfly sweep. Mike coming up with that push from the knee shield. And Arsum getting into the mix. What did I miss from him here? Yeah, Steven Sat. What a wuss. Didn't want to stand with a jacked wrestler. Okay, dude. Your loss, man. Have any of you caught some of the results from the United World Wrestling World Championships that have been going on this past week? There have been some pretty wild freestyle matches. USA coming out on top on a few of them. A Bahrainian who was like ridiculously good, knocked out Kyle Dake and Sajalayev. If those names mean anything to you. really leg riding here, trying to pin Chris's legs in the other direction before he takes that step over, which we see Mike do all the time in one form or another. Like, he's very slow and deliberate with his mount, like passing to mount, where he'll just like drag the knee across you. He'll chill in that knee on belly position and slowly work his way there to make sure that you're gonna have a hard time capturing his ankle if you're even able to do it at all. He's tucking that knee in, trying to walk Chris's knees in this direction. He's got his left knee pointed up to the ceiling, which will make it a little bit easier for him to slip the knee out right here-ish. Okay. Gives up on that. Fighting against an underhook. There he goes. Gets a scoop grip. Probably bring that shin up across the body. Right there. Either back step or spin the leg. The neon belly. Sounds like it should be the name of a jiu-jitsu nightclub. I've seen Don Jonaher on Instagram, some of his photos walking into or out of the neon belly. Are you talking BJJ streams on Twitch, like stuff like what we do, or streams like of matches, like live matches? Because nobody gives a shit about our sport. That's the short answer to all of that, to either one of those questions. It's such a small sport that's, when you're steeped in it like us, it's hard to forget nobody cares. I mean, hell, even wrestling gets like terrible treatment for being one of the oldest sports in the world, mentioned in the Bible. Like, gets no respect. Almost got knocked out of the Olympics a few years ago, and we're just like the lazy version of wrestlers. Coop and Joe, little slap box in here. Hell yeah, I like that idea. And it just has to be higher and higher. Like, you've got to be able to look down on the people, physically look down on them as you go up in rank. Stripes don't count though. That's too many. That's too many levels. Just got to be by belt color. I think that's Eric trying to rip his brother's head off here. So, from the Kimura, no, I'm sorry, from the guillotine. Right here, watch this. Excellent back extension. Just slipping his, the reason why this isn't working, I'm going to say, is because the elbow is nowhere near the point of the chin. So, he might be tucking his brother's chin into his chest. It might be uncomfortable, but it's probably not much of a strangle right now, which is why Kale is able to fight through this a bit. Doing a good job trying to like fight the hips. So violent. And then I don't know if Kale meant to do this, but I think I talked about this Sunday on the last stream. When it was either that or at class or something, but like when you want to give somebody's hands something to do other than strangle you, or, you know, be it a darce or an anaconda or a regular old guillotine, if you can get them off balance and make them almost face plant, it's a good way to make them let go and put their hands on the mat. Shut up, Luke. Who put you in timeout? Who even let you on? So now look at what Kale does. He falls in this direction, and watch what Eric has to do. he bases his hands out and gets his gets his base so that he doesn't fall. But now Cael doesn't have to worry about the strangle, and he could go back to trying to fight the position rather than fight a submission. Yeah, he could. He absolutely could sweep. I mean, a million ways to do it. He could elevate and enter into legs too, which those kids aren't strangers to doing. We'll make the white belts fight to the death. Because I think all the higher ranks would probably just sit to guard and have like 3-hour-long matches and stalemate each other. Hey Luke, whoever you left in charge of closing up the other night did not turn the camera off. So all the footage from Monday got overwritten, and we're watching footage from the end of July. Digging back into our archives. Let's blame... We could either blame... I kind of want to blame Danny or Ronnie. I feel like those are fair. Oh, look at you. True leader, dude. Wow. Is that Jocko in the chat? It's my fault. Extreme accountability. Extreme ownership. Let's see. Is that Jason and James up there? Oh, no. Jason and Matt. Okay. So Matt was briefly hugging Jason here, which is always one of those white belt habits we want to break. Pulling our opponent in closer as opposed to framing, creating space, creating opportunities. But then he switched it up to a shoulder crunch, but he didn't really have... I mean, he's working from being flattened out in half guard, which is going to be a hard spot to do anything from. When you're flattened out chest to chest, dealing with half guard, your goal at that point is to try to get some frames back in, right? You've lost all inside position. So, let's say worst case scenario, maybe Jason gets him here. Jason, let's see if he gets, I want to see, well, this is where he starts to go on the Americana. Let's look a little before that. Right here, Jason establishes an underhook and a crossface. This is what I'm talking about. Jason has all the inside position right now. We're looking up here at the top. From here, Matt needs to make it a point to start getting some frames back. One of my favorite ways to do this is with a knee lever, where you step, you think about guys when they're in bottom half guard playing like either like a scorpion lockdown position, or I guess that's probably the most common thing you're going to see. They might try to fish in like a butterfly hook. But when you're flat on your back, it's hard to be super effective with that. Instead, what Matt could do here is with his inside leg, which is the right leg, the one that's in between Jason's legs, step outside the right knee, outside Jason's right knee with his right leg, and then step on top of his own right foot with his left foot. So he's got both feet just to the outside of Jason's right knee. And he's going to point his knees from up to the ceiling to coming out of the screen, right? That's going to be the thing that puts the most rotational force, right, torque on Jason's hip, and that's going to either get him to roll and get swept, or just like we saw with Cael and Eric a second ago, it's going to take him in this direction, and if he doesn't want to get swept, he's going to base out with his right arm. That's the opportunity for Matt to sneak his left arm in and start framing. With that left arm, create some space, get his right arm back in. Now he's got 2 frames. He's no longer chest to chest. He can start to work from the side instead of working on his back. Just a little tactic right there can take away all of this heavy pressure that eventually leads to Matt getting Americana. how long... Oh, I was going to say, how long are Mike and Josh going to stay on their feet? See, Joe's got his pass. Let's see what he does to Cooper here. Can't tell if he's trying to isolate on arm here or what. Sitting to Kesa. Yeah, there we go, Coop. Got to get the knee back in. Jason just do. Man, I remember when Jason was like, dude, I don't care about legs at all. I'm not gonna bother with him. And here he's sitting back on an ankle, reaping nicely, beautifully, going in for an outside heel hook on a white belt. That's what I'm talking about. Something to be proud of. Oh, you're talking about Joe and Cooper, I think, the two in the center here. Yeah, I couldn't tell if he was trying to dig on like either to get an underhook to go to Kimura, like over and around the head, or what the deal was. He's also being nice and not totally trying to smash Coop. Mike and Josh are getting tired here. Mike's breathing heavy, hands on the knees. Oh, shoots the double, gets stuffed. Nice sit out though. Can Josh recover? Yeah, he can. I guess Josh didn't want to fight too hard to keep him down. I can't imagine they're doing a stand-up round. I don't think Josh normally does those. And Mike would be far more tired. So let's see this. So off the sprawl. Beats the arm. And runs around to the back. Then now Josh isn't playing like a tight position here, so Mike's able to just step the foot in. This is one of those times where you don't need to lead with the knee, as I often advocate for. Nice, right at the end, gets his points. All right, Caleb and Andrew, Josh and Chris. That. Not paying attention. Caleb trying to foot sweep or trip rather. Okay. The downside to immediately jumping onto Caleb's legs is you better have control all the way at the end of that lever, right? If you can control him at the heel, I don't care if you're an inside or outside Ashi or whatever, you're going to be good. The second you lose control of his ankle, especially early in the round when he's fairly fresh, good luck. Everything I said earlier about like retaining the straight ankle grip and all that, it holds true, but he's going to smash you, and you better be adept at dealing with that like direct pressure, either redirecting, through inversion, you know, reaping across his waist, whatever. Because once he starts to smash you down, even if you have that Achilles, like as it starts to slip up the calf, you're just gonna get smashed and passed at that point. So might be more advisable to try to wear him down first before jumping onto a leg lock if that's the game you want to play. What's up, Josh? This is from the end of July, before you only had 9 fingers. I was wondering if you'd sign on today. I was just happy to get to see you roll, buddy. You're all out of shape now with this like week and a half you've been off. It's gonna take you a while before you get back to this form. Yeah, that's about all you can do right now, huh? Squats, whatever, dude. It's all you ever do. Like you should just skip a leg day once in a while. Like you're the opposite of every gym trope. Like you have no biceps and just quads. I'm not sure if I guess Matt and Jason are just going through stuff right now. Okay. So this must have been back when Caleb started to, maybe soon after he started working with some of like the mounted triangle stuff he was working on, which has definitely come a long way since. Here he's got the transition to the armbar available. Andrew does well to get safe there. Yeah, you do squats and then like the barbell hip thrusts. And then you send a Snapchat about some creepy guy watching you when he was probably just like working out, not even paying attention to you. Let's see, we got Arsum and Joe over here as well. All right, let's see if Andrew can work with this Achilles grip. It's like, all right, not much time left there. But this is a good example of what I'm talking about. With like retaining the position, you know, right by the time Andrew even gets in, you know, into any leg entanglement, Caleb's already, you know, he's gotten up to the knee and is ready to get to work to get out. Does it very nicely, just kind of like as Andrew falls, he says, okay, cool, I'm coming up, I'm not waiting. But then now, you know, you can normally do well with this grip to retain the position or at least like not expose your back. Caleb goes on the attack with the toe hold counter. Another good option here for Andrew is when this happens, before your opponent can establish attack, like right here, like the legs are just about open, I would switch into an X guard position. You know, bring the legs to the inside position against the other leg. Try to widen Caleb's base. You know, you can switch to like a tripod sweep variation, or if he, you know, you can try to move him forward, move him backward, get him to fall one way or the other, and then go back on the attack with your legs. But if you leave your legs up here for too long and you give Caleb the opportunity to counter, that's what's going to happen. So he sees the opportunity for the toe hold. May have gotten that too. It's not the most ideal spot to hit him, but it would have been enough for Andrew to have to disengage, I think, and maybe lose that position. What's up, Caleb? Just talking about you, bud. Get out of the way, Chris. There we go. Before you ask, this is from the end of July. Got you. I know. Saw you playing around with mounted triangles earlier, and I just generally not letting people leg lock you, like right now. Guy top could have switched arms, got the armbar. Need the logo. Oh, at the, let's see, at the end of that round. Could have switched arms and gotten the armbar. Are you talking in this round? Not sure which moment you're referring to. I know the chat's like super lagged, but could have been Jason and Matt here. Jason on an armbar attempt. Right at the end. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which moment you're talking about. Jason was just about to get heel exposure there. Getting a little nitty gritty. When you're looking for the heel, Jason has the right idea with this grip coming over the leg. It's not going to do much gripping at the calf though. It's going to work better gripping at the knee. So take that same grip, Jason, and just move it right up to the knee. If you couple that with your reaping leg, you can get really, really good heel exposure there, and then just be super quick on the heel capture. But down on the calf, you're not really gonna turn the leg much. Sorry, it won't let you post links in the chat. It's just gonna be asterisk out. Yeah, Jason getting more proficient with legs is gonna be troublesome for everybody. Pib, thank you so much for the subscription. Appreciate you, bro. That's where all our premium content is. Link in bio. No, it's not. I don't think Twitch lets you do it, or it's just a default setting that I never took off. And you can deal with it. Yeah, if I could do it by user, I would prevent you from sending anything, Caleb. I trust Password more than I trust you. I don't even know him. I know he loves asses, but that's about all I know. I would never ban you. I would just repeatedly put you in timeout, maybe. So far, Josh is the only one who's gotten timed out. I've been very lenient with all of you. Let's see, what are you... Curious what you're working for here, Caleb. I'm a generous God. It was definitely justified. Whatever you did, because I don't even remember. Because I forgave you a long time ago. But it was definitely justified. So here you go. You're working for the smother. Okay. At least you reverted to the smother. I think you were probably working on some other stuff before that. Wow, Cooper has made his way to the back. Oh, Josh slips out. We're gonna armbar thing, but yeah. And I mean, you know, I feel like I constantly throw this reminder out there because I know everybody loves to hit smother taps. It is often a great way to get a defensive reaction, so it's a good way to isolate that arm. You know, as they kind of panic and give you a response, you might actually get the arm you were originally looking for. I don't know what you guys are... Oh, someone's bleeding. Meanwhile, Coop was almost on a leg attack. Josh shut it down. There we go. Coop on the back. Oh, bud, you're giving up a little too early here, man. So, let's look at this. You've got your top hook in. No bottom hook. Josh is kind of smashing it down. All right, so I'm not going to say you're definitely justified in deciding to switch to mount here. I would like you to practice either like regaining the back when you feel like you're starting to lose it, or even, I mean, hell, man, you could have. I think you could have gotten the back here if you were a little bit more deliberate on your setup. You know, I could tell right away your right leg isn't in a good position as far as like setting up control. That's why when you guys roll over here, it's on the outside and it's trapped. It's going to be hard to pull Josh over with the leg you have here. So that's why I say you're not wrong in like coming to the top position. But if you take a little bit more time when Josh is turtled up like that to set up your hooks, you'll have much more success in getting and keeping the back. And I definitely favor it over mount. I mean, I have my personal reasons for it. I think you can make a pretty strong argument that it's a better position than mount. Hodger Gracie would disagree with me vehemently there, but he's one of the best in the world, and I'm just a hobbyist streamer. So either way, work on breaking down from turtle and retaining back once you get there. And we could go over that a bit more, Coop. Just remind me. Use the force. Use the force. Imagine thinking R sounds like an H. So weird. It's always funny to me when you hear people who do jiu-jitsu pronounce Gracie Barra as Gracie Barra, but I kind of get it. I don't get why. I don't know, the double R for that. That's the only word I could think of that has a double R that is pronounced as an H. I get like all the names with the single R pronounced as an H. Chris with a nasty little crossface here. He knows what he's got. He's in the same position though. I feel like he got a little too jumpy here. Like he gets the leg out. This is fine. Look at that big gap though that he could put his leg into, rather than just flinging the leg over and hoping for the best. Looks like you might get a tap here. Caleb, if you tap to that, you suck. Not my fault, man. It's your country. Yeah, it's just they're playing the long game. A hilarious joke. We're all just on an episode of Impractical Jokers. Like, let's pick a letter and switch it out with the sound of another letter. That strangle he got on you looked like it was from the get, it was very uncomfortable. I think he had it like right over your face. So that probably compensated for the lack of control over your hips. I think Caleb, though, you could have probably escaped that. Like, I think now, or hell, even then, if like I was on your back, because I know you hate tapping to me, I can see you switching your legs here, you know, scissoring your legs, getting your knees to the ground, and rolling your head out of this. Keep that in mind, man. Like, when you need to kind of take an inventory when you're getting strangled from the back. Like, how under control are my hips? How exposed is my neck? How under control are my shoulders? And then choose your escape from there. I think you could have gotten out of that. Yeah, it looked similar to like when Luke gets rear naked strangles on me, and it's just like I just feel like all my teeth are getting pushed out of my gums, and my jaw is dislocating, and my head is being cranked to the side. Your go-to move or sub, man, that's really situationally dependent. I'd say my favorite submission is probably just a rear naked strangle. I'm you know, 5'5", 150 pounds. Like, my game is all about getting to a spot where you can't attack me as well as I can attack you, and that's the back. That obviously holds true for everybody, but I think for smaller guys, especially against bigger opponents, it's huge. And then if I'm going against anybody around my size, I'll at least these days, it's always fun to work leg attacks. So I probably favor inside heel hooks when I'm going for the legs. But yeah, anything from there, any other answers, it's like I said, it's really situationally dependent. Dad went out for cigarettes. He'll be back. It was a couple weeks ago, but he'll be back. I don't know when Mike's back. Hopefully soon. I know we all miss him. Jason working the Kimura trap here against Braden. Let's see this again. So Braden comes around to the side. You don't really see too many Kimura setups that way. Giving Braden something to think about here. Gets the sweep. Comes up on top. You can either move to like dorsal Kimura position. Any number of things. Excellent counter, Braden. Nice. Gets his hips up nice and high. Jason just pops the elbow out and gets safe. Oh, I mean, so there's been a rash of banana splits at the school lately, and I totally agree. They're a fun one to hit. If we're talking like fun bullshit moves, one of my favorites is I guess it's a version of the Sulov stretch where you basically have like a triangle from a rear triangle, but you reach down and grab the leg and stretch. It's really a nasty hamstring stretch. There's one of the Dagestani guys in the UFC did it. I don't know. It was a few months ago. Yeah, maybe a little bit longer than that now. But like, I just hit one yesterday that we don't have on camera on Brandon. Sorry, Brandon. But where I had a rear naked, or I'm sorry, a rear triangle, saw the ankle within reach, pulled the ankle up, and then I just used the triangle to hold them, and then I pull their heel, you know, up by their head. Little involuntary yoga, and get the tap that way. It's always fun. Jason on the heel hook. And working it from kind of sort of a reap, like his foot's in a reaping position for sure, but he's got like that Irimiyashi setup. And and then pushing off with that left leg, shin in place. And then let's see where his hands are relative to his face. He's got his chin and his hands nice and close together. Starts to stretch his body out. That's what I want to see. Excellent. Oliveira may have hit it. Yeah, I think you might be right. That would be some stuff, something he would pull out. I want to say it might have been like Islam Makhachev or somebody hit it. I think it was a Dagestani guy. But yeah, that's a fun one. Banana splits are cool. Anything from that like crossbody ride position or truck, as the 10th planet guys call it. Those always show some flashy, fun sort of things. That's racist. I'm gonna time you out for that, Caleb. This is a verbal warning. Chris doesn't realize he's about to get bowled over there. So this is a nice little sequence from Arsem. So Russian tie. Tries to pull the arm by, doesn't get it. How close was he on that? Maybe that was just part of a camera angle. So yeah, tries to get the arm by. Josh gets in the underhook. Arsem pulls him by with this overhook, and then as he gets him stepping, gets him to lower his head. The crown of Josh's head is below Arsem's armpit now. That makes it very easy for him to throw on this front headlock position. And then now as he pulls him down to the mat, quick go behind all the way around. You can see Josh's, as Josh lands, again, goes back to what I said earlier. You give the hands something to do, as in base out. All of a sudden, you're not getting strangled. Or here, you're not getting blocked on a go behind. You guys hear me talk a lot about blocking, doing an arm block or a knee block or a head block on the tricep before you run behind your opponent. Here, Josh is supporting his own weight, so Arsem doesn't even necessarily need to block. The arm's already busy doing something, and he could hit a quick run to the back. Really nice sequence. Calf slicers are cool. They're they work less and less, depending on how experienced your opponent is. But you also have to make sure you're not getting put in one yourself. Then there are some weird heel hooks you can get from that position too. How come when Mike's gone, we get a celeb guest, but we don't with you? You know what, man? Like, I always think about it right before I'm starting the stream. You know what? I'll do better. I'll do better. It will never be you, but I'll do better. Yeah, I need to. We'll get Cole on here next time. If Mike's still out on Sunday. You want Josh on? I don't want Josh on. Yeah. It would be funny, but I don't think there would be much jiu-jitsu talk. We'll have Josh on one day. But yeah, anyway, back to the actual content password. Yeah, the truck position it's not something I've, like, I don't know. I guess I don't know the 10th planet stuff super well. God, let's see it. Throw him, suplex him. There we go. Hell yeah. Does he get some good height on that one? We got a big throw. No, it doesn't fully break you off the ground. I'd give him like 4 points for that throw though. He had the hair swish back as he did it. Style points. But yeah, the anyway, truck position. Rolling to it from like a 3/4 mount to take the back. It's probably a spot I find myself in, or probably the spot I get there most frequently. You know, to hit the transition into that truck position. Another quick go behind. Oh, Danny as a guest would be that would be fun too. I'd have Danny on. I'd have any of you guys on. I'm just kidding. I mean, you guys are already on the stream all the time in one way or the other. If we want to get real and heartfelt for a second, it's you guys. It's you guys that make this stream possible. By subscribing and following. Damn, dude. If we have Josh on, I want a round where he just gets thrashed. Just like this, just over and over. That's right, man. It's all about the journey. So yeah, we just gotta get Arsem, I think, working on some guard passing against opponents who, you know, don't really care about being on their back. I think a great option for, I mean, I don't know, it could be, I feel like wrestlers can adapt to any style of passing they want to. But like Toriando passing in no-gi might be something worth trying for him. Just because of how quickly he does move and how easily he can redirect. You know, if you just like that kind of like hand on the hip, hand on the knee, walking around to the side, pushing the leg through, and then, you know, closing the distance. Just really simple movements, but with good footwork and the ability to like feint and redirect and all that. I think that looser style of passing could really he could really develop that. Let's watch these two dance. Oh. Steven not happy with having you touching his face, dude. I like that he's clearing these collar ties without breaking his posture down. That's another one of those white belt habits you gotta learn to break. Steven, not a white belt, of course, but just hitting this like shoulder shrug, throwing it by, throwing up a little Russian tie threat. It's a good way to keep yourself from getting tired from having your opponent hang their weight on you, prevent your posture from being broken down. You are leaving your legs a little exposed, like Steven's standing very upright, case in point. So that could be a risk, but you know, all of this could be done from more of a wrestling stance, that kind of crouched sort of wrestling style stance, rather than being really upright and just kind of lazily shrugging and re-engaging. Here Josh makes a great move, staying low, reaching on the ankle, and doing it, I don't know how deliberate Josh was with this, but when you're in no-gi, or I'm sorry, not just no-gi, but like When you're hitting an ankle pick without control of the head and breaking them down, you typically want to go for this cross-side grip. So like Josh's left arm crossing over to Steven's left leg. Steven, if he wants to turn out of this, is going to turn in this direction. And that's going to make it, the way using the cross-side arm is going to make it more difficult to slip out of that with just a turn. If he used his right hand, he could turn out of it very easily. Another little fun thing I've done, especially on Steven lately, is with ankle picks, I'll use the same side hand, but I'll invert my grip this way rather than grabbing the outside of the ankle. I'll go right hand to the left ankle, but I'll take my grip over and turn it to the inside. And then if he turns, I'm still coming up with it. His foot is blocked by my forearm, and I could either double up on my grip, or I just get the takedown anyway, one or the other. It's a good low single there. Not really much of an ankle pick, more of a low single. All right, Josh, let's see a standing guard break instead of this being on your knees garbage. There we go. Atta boy. Gotta keep that distance close, man. Can't just let him stand up like that. What happened over here with Jordan and Chris? Anything? Oh, I guess they just lost the timer. Ooh, that's a deep, deep underhook. Damn. Could have done something with that, Josh. You guys both look tired. Standing upright, flat-footed. I know, bud. Let's not pretend like you haven't been doing that the whole time, though. Coming to class, sitting there in the corner with Cole when no one's looking, getting your touches. Steven got you broken down here. Oh, not for long. Running the 40-yard dash. Damn, didn't get away from him, though. That was the longest run across the mat I have seen. From one corner almost to the other. What was up with that roll? Oh yeah, that was Steven. Steven throwing you here, getting the back exposure. 2 points. I've been watching too much wrestling. Arsum's like, yep, that was good. Steven taking advantage of something I was saying earlier. That big space. Not worrying about putting the knee in, leading with the foot instead, getting to the back. That's just Josh's knees, though. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it wasn't over his knees there, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, oh, right there, that was. Okay, yeah. Yep, directly over the knees. More sturdy than his finger. Yeah, you already got suplexed once. Second time, you would have had to go on concussion protocol. Ooh, nice kipping escape right into the leg. Dude, that was very nice. Steven just barely gets his knee out. Bro, that was excellent. Knees right against the butt. A little flick of the legs. Love it, man. That was really, really good. Too bad your leg locks suck. Oh, funky inversion here. Right into outside Ashi. Gotta recapture the knee though. That's what happens when you don't keep the ankle. This is what I was talking about earlier, right? As you're starting to sit up, Steven's got full mobility of his leg now and his hip as a result. Scoots behind you. Recaptures the back. For being tired and sloppy, this is a nice little second half of the round. Yeah, if you are losing, like if you're trying to transition out of outside Ashi, another good kipping escape right into the legs. If you're trying to transition from these places or like you're losing it, Josh, I'd really like you to practice, like even put yourself in outside Ashi, but then just hold an Achilles grip and like don't tell your opponent that you're letting them escape, but like get there, hold the Achilles, and then see how safe you can keep yourself and for how long. It's something I had to do a lot with Peters, especially because I could get to outside Ashi with him, but I could never get heel exposure, and I needed him to stop countering me. So I had to see how comfortable I could be from that position, and how safe I could keep myself. A little breakdance move here. Flare. Run. Dive. Leapfrog. Steven just getting his deadlifts in for the night. Good stuff. Good last round to end with. Excellent. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight, guys. Really appreciate it. We will hopefully get back to some recent footage on the next stream on Sunday. I should be here for that one, I think. I'm traveling this weekend as well, but I'm pretty sure I'll be back. Yeah, I hope you guys got something out of this. There was a lot of good stuff there for you guys to review and to take to class and practice. So ask us about anything you want to go over, all that good stuff. You know, we're always happy to help you out. Thank you so much for the subscriptions and for the follows and all that. We really, really appreciate the support. If you like what you're seeing and you're lurking, hit the follow button. If you're following us and you like what you're getting out of it, subscribe. Help us out a bit. Subscribe over on YouTube as well, where I'll post this for you guys to review if you want to see some more stuff. We are continuing on with Half Guard this week. I think, and we got some people competing this weekend. So if you guys are interested, Luke will be competing down in Charlotte. Talk to him about where to go. It's for the PBJJF competition. So go show some support for your coach. Thank you guys. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Josh. Of course, Caleb. Happy to help. Go show some support to your coach the way he always supports you guys. As well as Gavin and Braden, wish them the best of luck out in Morrisville for the Good Fight sub-only competition. This is their first sub-only competition, so really hope to see them coming back with some medals and a bunch of limbs. They just rip off of their opponents. So we'll probably have some of that footage to go over too, which I'm very excited for. So in the meantime, you know the deal. Go trim your nails and do your laundry. And don't be stinky, and get your asses back to classes. And I'll see you guys there. Take it easy.